Well, hi there, it's Mark here, and welcome to this week's Thought for the Day. This week, my attention was drawn to Easter and some of the services and events that would be taking place, and I thought about some of the themes that could be explored during some of those things. And I was reminded of a holiday that Becky and I took in the summer of 2011. We spent a month driving around California. It was a holiday we dreamed of for ages, the chance to drive down the Pacific Coast Highway, experience things like Big Sur and Venice Beach. It was a holiday of a lifetime. There was, however, a moment when we left San Francisco and we were going south down Highway 1 that we both felt a bit of a pang of disappointment, though neither of us would have said so at the time. It was cloudy. It was cold, it was grey. This was not what we expected of California at the beginning of August. Now, I don't entirely understand the science behind it, but it's something to do with the cold air hitting the warm land that can make a place seem gloomier than it is. Maybe people who understand these things could explain it better than that. But just when I was beginning to think that I'd packed my sun cream, sunglasses, flip-flops and shorts in vain, there came a point and the cloud just ended. The blue skies appeared and the sun caused the sea to glisten. This, of course, was more like it, more what we expected. Now, I do want to say, of course, that the fear of a slightly grey holiday is nothing to be overly concerned with, of course. But that experience of light suddenly appearing, of it breaking through the clouds in a joyful and in some ways kind of surprising way. Well, it did draw me to think about, what's going on with the Easter story. Of course, in our own lives, there can be those wonderful moments we experience, can't there, where it's as though the clouds do end, blue sky appears, when we suddenly feel the warmth on our face after a period of darkness, when we're able to look at the road ahead with a sense of hope and expectation, where before there may have only seemed like roadblocks and dead ends. Easter's a season that holds together both the clouds and the clear blue skies, the darkness and the light, death and life. See, the Easter journey takes us through the pain, the grief of Good Friday, the divine absence of Holy Saturday, before we get to the joy and the hope of Easter Sunday. And we can only imagine the sense of loss, disappointment, failure perhaps, that Jesus' disciples would have felt, seeing this man that they'd put all their hopes in, nailed to a cross, seemingly broken, defeated. But, of course, this was not the end of the story. For those same disciples found their despair was replaced by joy, their darkness with light, as they encountered the risen Jesus that first Easter. As we journey through this time of Lent, as our gaze is slowly turned towards Easter, I wonder what it will look like for us to encounter that story afresh this year. Of course, the reality is there's darkness in the world. There's pain, there's struggle. We see it, of course, in the war and the conflict that is affecting so many millions of people around the earth. And perhaps we even experience it in our own lives and in the lives of those close to us. May this year that story of the risen Jesus, may that remind us that out of darkness there can come light, there can be life, and that wherever our journeys take us, that we might be able to move forward with hope.